If you could just confirm that we got in the chat, let me know that it's working over there on Facebook. Hello, Instagram. For the first time, like I'm super excited about this going live on Instagram. Hey now. Hey everybody on Facebook. I am Coach Kiana Shaw. I am so excited to be here and talking with you guys today. We are talking just about hygiene. And if you know, this is like the what is it? The third part of our it's part three of the three-part series is what it is. Sorry about that, a little tongue-tied today, but that's all right. So I'm excited for those of you who are able to join in. Maybe it's your first time, maybe it's not, I don't know, but I am really excited that you are in fact here. We are getting started. We're talking about hygiene this morning. If you are on my Facebook page, you can probably see the slides. Instagram, not so much, but that's okay. This is my first opportunity to go live on Instagram. So if you're here with me, you are literally my first folks. So hey, all right, I see you, Kwame. I see you, Miss Gay. Hey now. All right, I'm excited. All right. Hey Tasha. All right, very good. So I'm not gonna spend a whole bunch of time saying hey to everybody. I want to get right into it because when we're talking about hygiene, it's a big deal. It is a big deal for all of our kids. Okay. So I want to know, have you ever wondered how you go from this, right, where your kid is literally brushing their teeth with you? I have a photo of Kayla, just brushing her teeth she's standing on the sink, right? And I was like, I officially can't do anything by myself anymore, right? Because she was doing everything I did. And then somehow, some way, you get to this. And if you're a mom, you just like, wait a minute, how is this a thing? How did we clean this up yesterday? And today it's a mess. And sometimes our kids are like, well, I was playing with everything. And you're like, well, were you playing dress up too? Because it's clothes everywhere, right? And there's always so much stuff all the time. And you try to clean it out. It's nothing is working. There's still a mess to be made, and they make it, right? And so that is a big part of today's society, this hygiene piece, this I don't want to clean it up, I don't want to do anything. And I hear moms saying all the time in the group how my kid is not helping. They don't want to help. They don't want to clean up after themselves or anything like that. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why this is happening. And my promise to you is that by the end of this session, by the end of this webinar, you will feel like, whoa, okay, all right, I'll have some things that I can use with my daughter, right? Not against her, but with her. Okay. Don't use it against her. But you'll have some tools that you can use and some things you can say that will hopefully bring light to the situation. All right. Now, as always, I have my glass of water. I like drinking out of pretty glasses. So don't nobody be running around calling my mama talking about I was live and I was drinking. Okay. I know how y'all do me. And y'all know she called me, all right, every time. All right, so here's my question for you. Tell me why, drop in the chat, let me know why why is your daughter's hygiene so important to you? All right, let me know what goes on with your daughter. Why do you think that hygiene is important? All right, I'm looking in the chat. All right, I'm checking Instagram. Kia's on Facebook for me. All right, and I know Kia got a hard job. She got to look at all the comments, right? All right, so because I don't want someone else to say she smells, that's a big thing, right? Absolutely. Cleanliness is health. Yes. She's headed to college. Absolutely. She is headed to college. And when you go to college, you don't get to be the mess that you are because you got a roommate, right? And if you go to college, especially right now while everything is going viral, that's a whole situation. Okay, so please tag a college student. Please tag a mom with a college student, right? And I'm gonna make this universal, not just for young ladies, which is what I normally teach to, but for young men as well. So get ready. Now, listen, do me a favor. In the chat, I want you to let me know, like, what is it that, tell me where you're from and if your child is watching with you. Tell me that. Where are you from? Is your child watching with you? All right. Kia, you can let me know the people that are dropping in for the ones I don't see. All right. All right, very good. All right, so we got Compton, California. All right, very good. Victorville, nice. Thank you. Marietta, Georgia. All right, and she's watching with you. Okay, very good. Good. All right, very good. So we're gonna move forward. I just wanted to make sure I listen, grab your teenager, bring them in with you because this is a conversation that they need to see. This is the conversation that they need to know about. Texas, and she's watching. Very good. I love it. I love it. So my expertise and who I am, let me just introduce myself because a lot of y'all don't know me, all right? So I'm Kiana Shaw. My expertise has been featured on Huffington Post, CBS, Fox, NBC, ABC, Voyage LA, and Fox 11 News with Christine Devine, who I absolutely love. All right. And so I have been featured on those for various reasons, mostly my books. I'm a best-selling author. I'm sorry, and I've worked with several organizations. So you'll have the Boys and Girls Club. I've worked with them, the LA Clippers, the Los Angeles Sparks. I've worked with the Los Angeles Urban League, the City of Long Beach, Pacific Gateway, Department of Children and Family Service. The list goes on, right? Several high schools in the LA area from Crenshaw, Dorsey, Washington, Centennial, Dominguez. Like I've done some work with the city, all right? So if you know me, you know I'm literally always working with young girls, and it's really exciting for me. And I love what I do. All right. Like I said, I'm a five-time best-selling author. And these are the 4 major projects that I've done. I'm really excited about them all. And what I'm going to be teaching today is coming right out of my book, I Choose to Be a Lady, Basic Life Lessons for Our Daughters. All right. I Choose to Be a Lady, Basic Life Lessons for Our Daughters. So I'm going to be teaching right out of that today. So I'm excited to be able to give you guys that. Now, my journey, I started this group, Mothers Raising Teen Daughters, which is probably how you got here, or probably how you know me. I started the group out of necessity. I was working with teenage girls in the various programs that I just mentioned. And I realized a lot of times moms would be calling like, hey, I'm calling Coach K on you, Miss Kiana about to hear it, right? And so I was getting a lot of moms who were talking to me about their daughters. And what I realized was more often than not, they just needed a space where they could vent. They needed a space where they could get tools. And so I originally created the book, I Choose to Be a Lady, because I was like, I can't be everywhere, right? But what ended up happening was a lot of moms were needing more than the book. They needed just like to talk to me, right? And so I created the group Mothers Raising Teen Daughters. And now we're back to not being able to talk to me a lot because it's 22,000 members strong. But if you send me a message, I definitely read it. You send me a post, I definitely check it out. So you can always take a look, all right? And send me a message, no problem. I am a master life coach, a certified master life coach since 2014. And then I'm also a certified breakthrough parenting instructor, right? I became a breakthrough parenting instructor after having my daughter because I really wanted to learn how to peacefully co-parent, right? I was just like, can I get through this without a felony? Now, you can judge me if you want to, but I am not the only mom who is trying to peacefully co-parent and not catch a felony, okay? So it took some work and it took a lot. Somebody said, no, you are not. Listen, I know I'm not, okay? It's no way I was the only one going through that foolishness, all right? And so little known fact about me, you will never see me and Batwoman in the same place at the same time. Now, I'm not saying that I'm Batwoman. I'm just saying I'm skilled, she's skilled, and we kind of look alike. All right. This is my family. Yes, I make them dress up as superheroes. This was a theme birthday party, but this is a blended family. So this is my daughter, Kayla, right here, my mom and my bonus mom, Kayla's dad over in a Spider-Man suit. Then there's my bonus dad, my dad and me. Like, this is how our family works. So it's not always a super happy family, but it is the family that we have, and we take full advantage because we absolutely know that as long as Kayla is happy, right? Like that is our focus. And as long as we keep the focus on her, we can all get along, right? My parents and bonus parents don't have any issues. And sometimes I have to go to them and go, okay, look, this is a situation with me and Kayla's dad and get some good sound advice. And so I took breakthrough parenting classes because I wanted to be able to do that. And I'm really happy to report that we are in a space where we can. Does that mean we get along every single day? Absolutely not. But does that mean we get over it a lot faster? Yes, it does. Okay. And that's my beauty, Kayla, who just made Principal's Honor Roll. So shout out to her, right? And then this is my bonus daughter. This is biologically, she is my niece, and she is the one who made me an expert in teenagers, okay? we have gone through our ups and downs, but glory to God, we are on the other side of it. And sometimes, you know, you have to be really honest with your kids, right? You have to show them that you mean it. You have to show them that you are not to be played with. And it's not about having a power control, but it's about understanding everyone's place in our family. And sometimes you have to look your child right in the eye and say, I could put you through high school, or I could put you through a wall. Let me know what we're doing. Okay. That is a big deal. That's a big deal. Sometimes it just goes down like that. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we could just have a conversation real quick. All right. I'm hoping, let's see. Yeah. So it should be on the right thing. All right. So any comments? Nope. I don't see any. All right. So we're going to talk about hygiene. So this came about, I was going to do this on something else. And then I saw a post where they were talking about kids wearing pajamas to school. And somebody got on that post and said something that just angered me so much. They said, listen, as long as these kids are learning, what difference does it make? And I am here to tell you today, it makes a lot of difference. As someone who holds opportunities in my hand for teenagers all the time, it surely does make a whole lot of difference. It is a big deal when your kid is showing up. I don't care how smart they are, if they are not smart enough to get dressed before leaving the house. So yeah, that's an issue, right? And it speaks to the level of hygiene. Listen, you ask any person, right? When someone is walking past you in pajamas in Walmart or Target, you are likely, I see you, DA, my boy David, I see you say facts. You walk past somebody and they have on pajamas, I know I hold my nose, because the assumption is if you're in pajamas, then you did not bathe, right? Because it takes the same effort to put on yoga pants or some sweatpants or a pair of jeans as it does pajamas. So if you're outside in pajamas, and then don't let your hair be wrapped up because you surely didn't bathe, right? That is the image you're projecting, whether you want to or not. Whether you feel it's okay for women to wear bonnets outside or not, you're projecting an image when you do. And so if you are not teaching your children, if your children are not thinking, well, you know what, I need to go ahead and get dressed and make sure that I'm presenting my best self because I don't know what opportunity. Listen, when we recruit out of schools, we give them jobs. Some of these jobs paying 16, 17, some of them 25. I have recruited personally out of programs that I've taught for that work with high schools. And I'm paying $25, $30 to somebody who is 16, 17 years old. You understand what I'm saying? If you are missing the opportunity because you're in pajamas, that's on you. Because I'm surely not going to hire you. And I've had youth to work with programs that I, oversaw. And I'm like, why are you in your pajamas? And one young man said to me, nobody told me we couldn't wear pajamas. I said, well, let's talk about what pajamas are. If you wear them to bed, right? Are they not meant for bedtime? Are you in bed here? Is there anywhere here you can even lie down? Oh, it's okay. So then can we please stop the foolishness and go ahead and put some regular clothes on, right? You should never be in a space and you're not dressed. Now, I know we do Zoom chic, right? Like okay, I got on the top half and then, the bottom. But if you are working with me, you better have on your bottom half, because if I see you sluggish, I'm going to say, let's all stand up. Let's do some jumping jacks. Let's exercise a little bit. I'm going to know if you don't have your pants on. All right. So we want to be mindful of that type of thing. All right. So listen, when you're thinking about having, like, when we think about hygiene, a lot of us have moments where we're like, you know what, this was probably embarrassing. Our daughters have embarrassing moments, our son have embarrassing moments. I remember growing up, and I remember one kid used to keep his jacket on all the time, and he was like, because I don't have deodorant. So I'm like, so you got a jacket on in the summer? And he's like, well, it's either that or smell bad, right? And so when you think about those type of moments, a lot of us have experienced some moment where we were embarrassed, like, oh, did I forget deodorant today? Right? But if we are practicing hygiene, we will be able to ward off a lot of those experiences. All right. Someone says, where can I get the book? You can grab it on Amazon. I choose to be a lady. You can type in my name and my page will come up. Sorry, let me make sure Instagram can see it. All right. And so we want to make sure that we understand that hygiene is one of the first great accomplishments we have in life. Like when your kid takes the towel and go, Mommy, I wash my face myself, right? That is them starting to master hygiene. And that is super important for us. We have to be willing to just get up and teach our kids, right? And once we've taught them, we got to follow up behind them, right? Sometimes I forget that. My mother always says, don't forget she's 9, right? Kayla's only 9. If she forgets something, she's not trying to upset you. You just have to keep following up with her, right? And so poor hygiene will have people thinking that you're lazy, that you're dirty, that you're undisciplined, right? If someone comes into a job interview and they are wrinkled, like you start to think, if this is your best presentation, you're probably not going to show up well at work, right? And so I know a lot of people, just don't know the basics of showering and all that. So that's what we're here for. So it's real conversational. So if you have questions, right? If you're on the Zoom, you could just post your question, just mark it to where it comes to me. If you want to do it anonymously, if you're on Instagram, you can send it. Well, actually, Instagram, I don't know how to check the inbox while I'm with y'all. So like all your questions will be public. But if you're on either in the group Mothers Raising Teen Daughters, or if you're on Facebook, Kia can read your question out, and she can do it without saying your name. So just let me know. All right. And she'll let me know. You can just post the question to her. All right. So very good. So let's talk about just the basics, right? Let's just go head to toe with our hair. Ladies and gentlemen, I said I was going to keep this absolutely universal. So, I'm going to start with just bathing, just taking a shower. A lot of times we're not aware of the folds in our body, right? Maybe you have a big stomach and there's a fold. Maybe, you have big breasts, right? If you're a D cup and above, you definitely need to be lifting and washing, right? Fellas, lifting and washing. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. All right. I don't want to be too graphic, but let's just be honest. Like lifting and washing, that should be just an absolute thing that we're doing in the showers. I heard somewhere where people weren't washing their legs, talking about the soap is already running down. Sir, ma'am, please do everyone a favor. And wash your legs. All right. That is a mandatory thing. Like just washing your entire body daily. I know recently there was a clip of someone who is famous, an influencer, and it was like, she doesn't bathe every day. And all these people were like, y'all act like y'all bathe every day. Yes, we do. Yes, at least once, sometimes twice, right? Depending on what we're doing, right? I just got back from walking with my daughter. We went for a 2-mile walk. Yes, we came in and bathed, like second shower of the day, right? That should be mandatory. Getting up, cleaning yourself. It should not be an option. Okay. That being said, being mindful of the soaps you use, because some of them will dry your body out, or some of them, are just perfumed, but they're not a good wash. And that can create an issue for you. Too much perfume will have you itching in various areas. Okay. But just starting with the basics, warm water rinsing you, right? And then, using a loofah or a towel or something to get a good lather and washing your body, right? That's just the basics of showering. But then we have the underclothes. Listen, I know that some of us don't want to bleach our bras, our panties, our drawers, whatever the case may be, right? Your underclothes. But can I just say this? If you don't want to bleach them, but they're white and the straps are turning brown or grayish, like some kind of dull, because your undergarments are close to your skin. They're rubbing against your skin. So it's not optional to clean them. Okay. So you can put it in a washer with 3 of the regular white aspirins. Soak it first and then take it through the wash. It will brighten your clothes. All right. You can use a little vinegar, maybe your towels. Maybe you're like, you know what, my towels are just not working out. Some Dawn soap and some vinegar in the wash works wonders. All right. That vinegar helps to strip all the oils, right? You had your towels a couple of years. You got oils and stuff. So you got to strip them. Okay. Also be mindful of how long you've had your towels and your bras and your underclothes, right? Because at the end of the day, at some point you got to throw that stuff away. You should not have underwear from 10 years ago or 5, right? I personally like to keep a rotation, right? So it's just really just about having good hygiene habits. You're wearing them, you're putting them on. Now there are some of us who have tons and tons and tons of underclothes, right? And that's fine if you don't have a rotation, if you're not buying new ones all the time because you have plenty, perfectly fine. But if you're working with, 5 or less, you need to have a rotation. All right. Save up, get you a nice new one of whatever it is. Okay. Socks, that type of thing, right? If you're walking around your house and your socks are turning colors at the bottom, it's time to clean the floor. Okay, it's time to get a shampooer in there. It's time to sweep. It's time to vacuum, right? Because your socks should not be turning colors when you're walking around in your house. A lot of us walk around with shoes in our house. I personally am not a fan of that. Okay, I like my carpet to be clean because we like to get on the floor. We like to play games and things like that. When we do that, I don't want to be sitting in whatever we walk through on the concrete, right? So making sure that you are taking the time to clean your carpet, or just don't wear shoes in the house and you don't have to clean up as much, right? I don't understand people who wear shoes in the house and then go outside barefoot. Like, to me, is what are we doing here? Okay. So keep that in mind when you're talking to your children about hygiene. Showing them by example is another great way to make it stick. All right. So it's one thing to say, you need to be cleaner, you need to do this. It's another thing for us to actually be participating in that, right? And making sure that we, in fact, are doing what is necessary, right? Our kids do not get this information through osmosis. They need to see us. Excuse me. So let's talk about our hair. When we're shampooing our hair, when we're thinking about how long we should wait in between shampoos, it varies. And it's basically, what we got to keep in mind is whatever is in the air, our hair traps. Okay. Our skin traps. So I always use this example and the kids be like, ugh, but it drives the point home. Say your dog poops on the grass and nobody picks it up. What happens to it? It turns white. It starts to become dusty, right? As the wind is blowing, as somebody walks through, as the gardener mows over it, it becomes a part of the air. It's circling around. It becomes a part of the pollution. And then you go take all that and lay on your pillow. Well, guess what? When you're laying on your pillow, guess what? You're doing side to side. Your hair is on the pillow. So is your face. So we fix that, right? By wearing bonnets at night. Covering, they might wear a do-rag. That should be standard practice, right? Because we don't wash our hair every day. Not all of us, right? Depending on the type of hair you have. African-American women, for the most part, cannot wash our hair every day because it creates an oil deficiency. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you guys a visual real quick because I don't want people to think, like Coach K said, don't wash it. No, that's not what I'm saying. Here, let me just give you a quick visual. So, depending on your hair texture, right? If your hair is straight, I'm gonna give you this visual. All right. You might have straight hair, right? So oil comes from your scalp and it goes straight down. In that case, yeah, you probably need to shampoo your hair every day. If your hair is like this, if it's curly, right? And if it's, a 4C, it's probably a lot more curly. It takes the oil longer because it's not going straight down. So you don't need to shampoo your hair every single day, right? But you might be able to go every 4 or 5 days, maybe once a week, maybe. I don't suggest 2 weeks. I really don't. But, I also understand that, for some of us, when we are doing our hair, it takes a lot and it's very costly. Okay. It's not just a wash and go process for a lot of us. So if you have tight curly hair, you can go a little bit longer, but remember, your hair is still trapping dirt. It's still trapping oil. It's still trapping whatever is in the pollution, right? And so we have to be mindful of that. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are shampooing your hair on a regular basis. You might have oily hair, right? And that causes acne. Your face, look, my hair is touching my face, right? And so I have to be mindful to make sure I'm washing my face, not only in the morning, but in the evening. Okay. If you've been out in the elements, you got to wash it again. You got to, not just because of COVID, because you're exposing yourself and it becomes an issue. If you're dealing with acne, check your hair for the oily, the dirt, but also making sure that it's not on your face. Pull it back some. Also, you can consider making sure that you what is it? I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. All right. Just be mindful that your hair is always touching you, and wherever it's touching is going to have breakouts sometimes. All right. Now, cleaning out your eyes, that's just a simple thing. Some of us, our eyes are constantly producing some type of moisture, and it can look like, what do they call it? The eye boogers or whatever the case may be. You got to clean it out. You got to clean it out. Getting a Q-tip, going inside your nose. Right? The hair in your nose is there to protect you. A lot of us have allergies, but a lot of us just not cleaning our nose hair out. It's there to protect you. But once it's full of dirt, once it's full of whatever you've been breathing in, right? Once it's full of mucus, you got to clean that out. That will help you during allergy season. Okay. So consider that. Think about that. Your oral hygiene. Now, listen. I don't know what it is, but I'm finding that a lot of people, not just kids, not just teenagers, are failing in their oral hygiene. So I want y'all to do this test. You don't have to do it right now, but I want you to do this test. Get a floss your teeth, get the ones way in the back. Make sure you get it all, and then smell the floss. Yep, that's what you've been hitting folks with all day. I'm just saying. All that you smell on that floss is what other people have been smelling as you have been talking to them. Someone said, this is good. My daughter said she is going to clean her nose now. That's right. Come on now. If I could just reach one, right? But making sure that we are, in fact, cleaning our nose. But let's get to these teeth. When you are flossing and you smell that floss, just know that is what people are smelling. Do you want to do that to people? If you're offended by the smell, we've been offended by the smell. Okay. Making sure that you're using mouthwash, making sure that you're brushing your teeth daily after each meal before you go to bed. We wake up with morning breath because whatever's going on in our body as we're resting, it's coming to our tongues, right? If you've been, sick, you might want to rinse, don't swallow, just rinse with some peroxide, right? And spit it out. You will find that it helps you heal faster. That's a big deal. Okay. So making sure that you're thinking about that. Listen, you can, if you're like, hey, I just want to get like some whiter teeth, because listen, I love my teeth. Y'all hear the ding? Every time I smile, it say ding. All right. So, you can dip your toothbrush in a little bit of baking soda and go over your teeth. All right. it's a good way to brighten up your smile, to freshen your breath. All right. So those are just things, sometimes in college, you like, man, I gotta get some other things. I'm gonna help you with that too. Okay. I'm gonna help you with some college tricks when you balling on a budget. All right. So with our ears, and listen, these are basic things, these are basic hygiene things. All right. And I know I'm moving kind of fast on it, and that's okay. But stick around to the end because I have an offer for you. All right. I want to make sure that you stick around for the offer. Now, in our ears, okay, I'm gonna turn so Instagram can see. I know we're used to, grabbing a little Q-tip and going in our ears, but don't forget this part up here. Please don't forget that part. Make sure that you're cleaning up there too. Make sure you're cleaning behind your ears. Some of us get pimples in back of our ears and we're like, oh my God, it's so painful. If you just clean it every day, you won't have that issue. You have hair back there, right? Sometimes we wash our face and the soap gets back there and it sits because we forget to rinse it good, or not, maybe not forget to rinse it, but we just don't do a good job at it, right? And so it creates an issue, and we want to make sure that we are in fact, cleaning behind our ears. All right. I know a lot of times, I'm talking to teenagers and I just see like their neck is a totally different color. You got to clean it, right? Talking to them and just, get the back of your neck where the hair is. It's going to be dirtier faster, right? If you're playing sports and you're getting all this sweat, the sweat is coming off your hair, it's coming onto your neck. You got to wash it. You have to, okay? You don't want to just be out there not making sure that you get this done, all right? Eventually, it's going to smell. Eventually, people are going to talk. And it's not about if other people are happy with your hygiene habits. You need to practice good hygiene. That should not be optional for you. Okay. Getting our underarms. Now, listen, here's a tip if you're in college, right? If you are out of deodorant, you can don't do this if you just shaved. Okay. You can take a lemon and wipe that under your arms. That will help freshen it up, right? After the shower. Don't do this without showering, okay? And don't eat the lemon afterwards, all right? Go on, toss it, all right? I know somebody's going, well, you didn't need to say that. Yes, I did. Yeah, I promise you I did. All right, so make sure you're getting the lemon, or you could take a potato. A potato is a good way. You just cut it and you rub that under your arms. Now, I promise you, you will not smell like French fries. Maybe if you're running, playing football or something, maybe so. But for the most part, you won't smell like French fries. And I think anything is better than smelling like onions. Okay. So keep that in mind. Ladies, I think I mentioned if you're a D cup or bigger, make sure that you're using powder underneath your breast and in your cleavage area. All right, that it's a fold. It's a fold, just like your underarm is a fold. So you want to make sure that you are giving yourself, a freshen down there, right? So it might be baking soda that you want to put under there. It might be powder. You might want to swipe your deodorant, whatever the case may be, but you just want to make sure that you're not funking up the room. Okay. And that's just not for ladies. There's some guys with some man boobs that's running around here stinking too. So let's just make sure that we are all making sure that we are doing what we need to be doing. All right. Now I'm gonna say this. So often we have young girls that want to show their stomachs off, right? I don't mind if you want to show your stomach off. That is not my body, right? I am not gonna tell you how to do that. I am gonna say this. If you are going to expose your stomach, please have the decency to clean your navel. Please and thank you. Why is your stomach exposed and your navel is full of dirt? That's not okay. It's not, I don't care who you are. It's not okay. All right. So keep that in mind. When we're thinking about our toes, right? And I'll come back to the genitals, right? Because I'm just going top to bottom, but I want to get to the toes. Our feet are enclosed in shoes all day, right? They sweat. get you, I like to use Lumi. I like to put, because Lumi helps, like, like my daughter is an athlete. So, her feet can smell bad if we're not on top of it, right? She also loves to wear shoes without socks. So using Lumi when she gets out the shower helps. It definitely, definitely helps. Maybe a little, gold bond powder, or maybe you can use, baby powder, whatever you use. Just be mindful. A little baking soda in your shoe goes a long way. Okay. Now, when we're talking about, let's see, somebody said my baby is cleaning a lot of stuff right now. Thank you so much. I love it. Thank you. Listen, the fact that she is willing, the fact that she is going, you know what, let me go and make sure that I'm on top of things is a good thing, right? That's a blessing. So don't hate on her. All right. All right, very good. So our genitalia, right, it's the source of some of the most offensive smells. All right. So understanding the concept of wiping from front to back, right? That's important. Making sure, that we are cleaning ourselves every day. And listen, puberty exacerbates this. Like, your hormones are developing, you're going to have different smells, right? Maybe you've never had a smell before. You get them hormones, you're going to have a smell. Okay. So being mindful of that. That is very good. I mentioned lemon being good under the arms. I did mention that. Shout out to Jonathan for joining us. All right. So when we're thinking about, your genital area, you have to be mindful, right? So now, like I said, gentlemen, lift and cleanse. Okay. That's all I'm going to say to you on that. But taking a hot, soapy shower every day works wonders. All right. Changing your underwear. Don't be flipping them inside out. That is not an option. Okay. You need to change them. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Making sure you're wiping correctly in the correct direction. Again, front to back, wiping downward, right? You don't want to pull poop into your vaginal area. You don't want to pull poop onto your scrotum sac. Like, you want to wipe front to back. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to say puberty causes all kinds of changes in your body. Every day, it seems like you have new hair or whatever. Grooming it is going to be important for you. All right. Now, there's a reason why we have body hair. So let me say that I am not a fan of, this promotion of, oh, everything should be, squeaky clean, no hair. I'm not a fan of that theory. I will say this, because the hair traps odors, and it also prevents things from getting inside of you and things like that. So depending on, if you're at the beach or something, I don't know. But here's my thing. Just make sure it's clean. Whatever you're going to do, make sure it's clean. All right. Body hair. You're going to have body hair all over, right? You have hair on your arms, you have it on your back, you have it on your stomach, right? You don't have to shave it. You just want to make sure that it's clean, that it's not causing offensive or odors, all right? Hair is just an appendage of your skin. Okay, are there any questions so far? Any questions so far? Hey, Shanae, I see you just joined. Thank you.
There's no questions on the Facebook.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, great. All right, so hopefully I'm answering y'all's questions. All right. Now, listen, acne is a visible sign that you have entered into a phase of life, right? For our teenagers, it is. But let me tell you something. Pimples are a form of an illness. It's an alert to an illness. The illness could be bad eating habits. Okay, because what goes in your body is going to come out. So making sure that whatever you're eating, that, if you're eating greasy foods and things like that, you have to flush your system. Sometimes we'll do a cleanse and we go, oh my God, my skin looks so great. Yeah, because it's flushing all that toxin out. It's flushing all that grease out, right? Sometimes you'll use a new product and you'll go, oh, it broke me out. It's not that it necessarily broke you out. It could be that there is so much going on with your skin that your skin is going, oh my goodness, this is pulling out all these impurities. So sometimes we stop using something and we go, well, I what is it? You use a product and then you stop using it because of the pimples that come out. But you might need to keep using it because it's drawing out, right? It's drawing out those blackheads. I remember working with a kid who had all these blackheads and whiteheads all over his nose. And I was just like, it ain't a woman in his life. Like, listen, get those Biore strips. The Biore strips, and you put them on your nose, you let it dry, and then you peel it off. It's a little uncomfortable. Might bring a couple of, a little water to your eyes, right? But at the end of the day, it's getting those pores open, right? Washing your face, using a little bit of peppermint when you wash your face to refreshen, right? Putting, ice cold water. Every now and then you got to close those pores. You have to close them so that they're not just, you know what I mean? Just in everybody's face. All right. Instagram, I don't know how long you guys are going to be with me. I think it cuts off at like an hour. I don't know, but just in case, I'm just letting you know. I didn't hang up on you. All right. All right. So sweat and body odor, sweat comes from your glands, and we have those glands all over our bodies, right? And they become hyperactive during puberty. So, right, they're gonna begin releasing different chemicals because they're releasing puberty. And so we got to be mindful of our armpits, our feet, our genitals. Like that is gonna be a major thing, right? Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be afraid of it, right? You just want to know what to do to take care of it. All right. Now, ladies, guys, you might want to tap out real quick, or you might have a daughter, so you might want to tap in a little closer. Okay. The female body is different than the male's body in its ability to reproduce, right? And so because of that, during menstruation, your genitals are going to require special consideration. It just is, right? You're going to need some special care. When you are having your cycle, you maybe grab some baby powder and just keep a little bag of baby powder with you, okay? Or not baby powder, baking soda. Sorry, baking soda. Because baking soda helps absorb the smell, all right? So if you're using panty liners or you're using a Kotex, baking soda may be the thing for you, right? To help absorb the smell. And then don't forget to change it frequently. Tampons, Kotex, whatever you're using, change them frequently. Okay. Now, I don't really have a lot of information on like the cups and things like that. I think they're super messy, so I don't fool with them. But whatever you're using, make sure that there are tons of YouTube videos on how you can make sure to use those things properly. So make sure you're using them properly. All right. Make sure you're showering. All right. Ladies leave behind a scent, not an odor. Okay. They should be able to smell our soap or perfume or absolutely nothing, but they absolutely should not be smelling an odor. All right. So there's that. If you guys don't mind, I would love to make an offer to you really quickly. But before I do, can we get some aha moments? Anybody have any aha moments in what I've taught? I know I've been talking for like 45 minutes. So any aha moments? Yes. The replay, I don't know, because this will go and I'll talk about this in the offer. So tell me what the aha moment is. Tell me what your aha moment is. Someone said my aha moment is my daughter. Oh, is my daughter hearing and understanding what I've been telling her? Absolutely. Listen, I'm your favorite auntie, right? Like, you know how we had that family member that we just loved, or maybe a close mentor that we just loved, and they would say things that our parents have been saying forever, right? And when they say it, we're like, oh, yeah. And your mom is like, I've been saying that to you for the last 10 years, right? And you like, I remember, right? So sometimes it's just about what they say, right? It's just about, making sure that you understand how they put it, right? Because it's not that, they haven't given you the information. It's not that. It's more so that, it's you get it because you hear it differently is what it is. All right. All right. So for the aha moments, all right. So we talked about showering, we talked about washing our face and cleaning our ears and brushing our teeth and wiping underneath the folds wherever your folds are, right? We talked about cleaning our genitalia, and so I want to make sure that you guys all have an opportunity. If it's okay, drop a yes in the chat if I can make you an offer. Someone said teaching about changing the pads and not having an odor when it is her cycle. Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't want to carry an odor. All right. Drop a yes in the chat if it's okay for me to share an offer with you. All right. I got a yes. Okay. Very good.
There's some
Thank
yeses
you.
over on the Facebook side.
Facebook is saying yes. Thank you so much, Kia. I appreciate you. All right. So here's an offer. Now, I have a wonderful program that I have been building for about a year, and it's called the Mom Suite, right? So, and this is specifically a program for moms who are raising teen daughters, right? It is a great opportunity for you, and it's a membership. Okay, in the Mom Suite, you get a community of moms who have the same goal as you, to raise independent thinkers who are productive members of society that make integrity-based decisions. All right. In there, we have monthly master classes with experts, right? There's a monthly Q&A, right? We'll use Marco Polo, right? There'll be a special Marco Polo for the group. And then we have digital downloads that you can use every single month. And so those are things that are going to be inside the community. My favorite part, to be honest, is the Q&A, being able to ask the experts, right? Now, it is not for you if you don't have time to help your daughter be the best person she can be. It is not for you if you don't have time to invest in yourself, right? It just isn't. Now, and I'm just saying this because I work in integrity, okay? It is not for you if you feel like you don't have anything else. If you have given up on your relationship with your daughter, this group is not for you. This membership is not for you, okay? It is for you, though, if you're like, you know what? I am tired and I want to go from, walking on eggshells in my own house to being able to breathe. I don't want to sit in my car for 30 minutes another day trying to get ready to go in and be a mom or a wife or whatever the case may be. It is for you if you're like, you know what? My daughter deserves to have the best version of me. And sometimes that means that I got to get away on a Friday night and just talk with some other moms. Sometimes that means that, I need to go and get some great resources and some tools from moms who have been there, right? A community of moms who can give great advice because they've been through some things. Then it is for you, okay? Now, the retail value of all the things that are already inside the Mom Suite is over $17,000, right? Already, with all the things that are already inside. So my question is, if all this does is give you peace, is it worth it? If all it does is help you improve your relationship with your daughter, is it worth it? If all it does is give you a community of moms that let you know you're not crazy, them kids just bad. I'm just kidding. They're challenging. They're challenging, not necessarily bad. Is it worth it? Let me know in the chat. Yes, thank you. I got a yes in the chat. Very good. If all this does is help you understand your daughter and a different approach to her, right? Again, it's not always the best thing to say, you know what, I'll punch you, right? You don't want to say that, right? But even if you feel it, right? But to be able to say, you know what, let's walk away. Let's just step aside for a moment because right now I need to do this better, right? That's important, right? And I know a lot of us come from the era of do what I say, but our children are human. They're human. And to be able to have conversation, that does not mean that you're negotiating with them, but it does mean that having conversation is important. It's important, for us to be able to communicate with our children. I know a lot of, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna share a story. I was talking to a gentleman who was trying to get my attention, and my daughter interrupted us. And he went into this long conversation about, well, not it wasn't long because I cut him off, but about, like, back in my day, if I would have interrupted my mother, she'd have punched me or slapped me. He said slap. He was like, but we got whoopings, and I was just like, so are you suggesting that because my daughter is interrupting because her feet, like, she was actually crying, and I was just like, so are you suggesting that I whoop her for this? And he was just like, well, I'm just saying, you got whooped and it didn't hurt you. I got whooped, it didn't, I'm okay. And I was like, but are you okay now? Because you just told me to smack a 7-year-old who is injured, right? So if all this does is give you better parenting techniques, is it worth it? If all this does is give you somebody to say, hey, Coach K, I'm going through this and I just want your thoughts. Is it worth it to you? Okay. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. Kia, am I getting any yeses over on Facebook? Yes. Okay. All right. I'm just checking. Okay. All right. So the monthly
Yes, you got some yeses.
Okay, thank you. I know Kia's she's in the middle of some other stuff too, so she's not even supposed to be on. But if this is valued, the master classes themselves are valued at over $12,000. The monthly Q&A over $3,600, right? That's the value that we'll bring to it, right? The monthly downloads $1,500. A community of moms just like you who just want to be better. Absolutely priceless. All right. So the momsuite.com total value $17,100. And today you get a 14-day free trial for $97 at the momsuite.com. But wait, there is more, right? You see the shock face? Okay. So if you use code Black Friday, you get it for just $37 a month. All right. $37 a month. And I'm going to show you what is already in there, okay? Because this is good stuff. These are the master class. Now, this is the back end, right? So there's stuff that I just did a screenshot of the first page. So there's all kinds of things that you can't see. But got insurance, go to college debt free, attitude check, managing stress, resolving conflicts, parenting techniques to handle boundary violations. These are not all me. These are some of the experts that I have brought in to teach for us. Yesterday, we did a masterclass with Cyber Farida, right? And she did online safety with us, right? Holly Reed Tootle came in and she taught us about how to create millionaires for our, have future millionaires, right? Those are important master classes. I'm going to be adding some breakthrough parenting classes in here, right? So this is going to be full of content, all right? There's some mom and me activities that you can see, the attitude and self-sabotaging behavior activity, stress checklist, responsibility chart for those who are like, my child does not know how to clean up, or they have to do everything, right? On the responsibility chart, you can customize it, but some of my favorite things, that lid above the stove where the light is, cleaning that off. That's on the list, right? Cleaning the door handles, cleaning the handles of the refrigerator. All of that is on the list. And you can still customize it to make sure that you're getting everything that you need. So that's in the Mom and Me activities and resources. And then there's a whole library of content. 3 secrets to mother-daughter relationships, budgeting, 20 pieces of advice for teens who are starting high school. There's tons of things, how to talk to your daughter about her body changing body and birth control, right? These are things that we don't always have access to. My baby says she likes this lady and wants me to join. Listen to the baby. I love it. Thank you so much for that comment. So having a library of content from other experts who will be coming in to teach things live, but this is what they've already provided. And most of them have some sort of digital download that you can have access to. All right. So we have the membership, the monthly master classes valued at $12,000. The Q&A will be valued at over $3,600 a year. The monthly downloads $1,500, and in a community of moms just like you, absolutely priceless. Total value $17,100 as of today. But I'm getting ready to upload a whole bunch of stuff. So it's going to be more in there. Okay. And then my question to you is, while I have all this stuff that I can give to you, is your relationship with your daughter worth it? That's the question. Is your relationship with your daughter worth it? Let me know in the chat. Is it worth it? Yes, yes, yes. Well, you already said your baby said you need to join. So I absolutely love that. Any more yeses? All right. Very good. Very good. I love it. I love it. So use your code Black Friday at themomsuite.com, right?
We have
Take
Facebook yeses.
action. You have some yeses? All right. Very good. Thank you. So take action. Go to themomsuite.com. Go ahead and sign up. Retail value $17,100. Your investment, only $37 with code Black Friday. Your Black Friday sale starts today. It starts right now. Go ahead. Let's get it. All right. Any questions? Are there any questions? I would love to be able to answer them. Any questions about hygiene? Any questions about what's inside the membership? Let me know. No, not yet. Okay. I'll tell you what, feel free to inbox me your question. If you have any questions that you want to know about the membership, what's offered inside, inbox me your questions. I cannot wait. I'm going to stay up tonight and upload a bunch more stuff because I think it's super important that you have a bunch of content in there. Now, let me tell you this. After Black Friday, this is going back up. If you don't get this sale right away, right? You got to, today is Tuesday, so Friday is it, and then the price goes up. It will go back up to 97, and I don't know how long it's going to be at 97. It's going to go up from there because it's so much content. It don't even make sense for me not to take and raise the price, because why not, right? Because the value is there. So if you want to lock it in, $37, it's going to be your price. All right. Use code Black Friday to get your price. You have a question?
Someone said that they wanted to share this and asked what is the last day for the sales.
Friday. The Black Friday sale ends on Black Friday. So Saturday morning, you won't be able to get it. So I'll tell you what, I'll leave, because normally I snatch these replays down just because I put them inside of the Mom Suite. So I will leave it up for at least 24 hours for you. So whoever it is you want to show, tell them they got to watch it before tomorrow evening. Okay. Is that fair? I think that's fair. All right.
Also, somebody asked, what is the best age group this is for?
So this is for the moms. It's for the moms. And as you go through it, you can decide if you want to share this with your daughter. But this is information, because I don't want to take your power away. I want to be able to give you the information so that you can relay it to your daughter, right? Because let's just be honest, we are the biggest influence in their lives. However, I definitely understand that sometimes we just don't have that influence with our daughters. So if you want to say, okay, listen, we're both joining, right? Just all you have to do is create one username and you both can share it. All right. Just all I ask is that you do it in integrity. Don't be sharing it with, everybody that's not in your house. For you and your daughter, that's fine. Any other questions? No questions on Instagram?
Yes, she says, sorry. Could it work for a mom that has adult children at home?
So listen, I'm going to do a whole live on moms with adult children, because I think that a lot of times our adult children really think that they are roommates versus dependents in our household, right? And it was a question about that in the group this just today. And I said, like, if you want the freedom to come and go, then you need the responsibility of a key to your own front door. A lot of times what we're doing is we're giving them freedom without responsibility, and it is breeding entitlement. Okay, so we have to be mindful of that. Now, will this work with moms with adult children? If you think that they'll sit down and watch it, that's fine. But sometimes you just got to get the information and stand strong in what you know, right? Get the information for yourself and then just be able to convey it to them in the way you feel they best will understand it. Okay, but the information is for everybody. Any more questions? Any follow up? No, not yet. Okay. Amen. Key to their own door. Listen, okay, because I remember moving back home with my mom after my divorce, and she was like, "There is still a curfew here, ma'am." I was like, "I didn't had a whole marriage." She was like, "At my house, there's a curfew," and I didn't understand it until I had an adult living in my home, and then I was like, "It do kind of interrupt your sleep when somebody coming through the door. It does kind of, throw you off." And so I had to understand it, right? In youth, you learn, but in age, you understand. And so sometimes, what goes in your 20s, you don't understand until your 30s or 40s, but that does not mean that your parents are not supposed to set these boundaries. Having boundaries in your home, right? A lot of our adult children overstep. They feel like they don't have to come home. They feel like they don't have to do anything. And that's just not the case. It's just not. All right. So we'll talk about that. Any other questions? All right. We're going to end the live. Thank you all so much. I so appreciate you guys. I'm Kiana Shaw. Please give me an opportunity to serve you by sending me an inbox message. If you have any questions, I'm so happy to do so. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.